sejahtera, yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Mahd Marsin Sanagi dari Fakultas Sains, dan berbahagia Profesor Dr. Mustafa, pengarah Ibnu Sina Institute, yang diraihkan Profesor Dr. Hadi Nur, pencermat untuk Inaugural Lecture Series di Purapan. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I'd like to welcome the family of Professor Dr. Hadi Nur. And please give a round of applause to Bapak Nur Anas Jamil and the family. I think there's a really good boost and in morality and support to the excellence in science in India. Alhamdulillah, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to this grand occasion of Professorial Lecture Series number 38. And today, this is a very momentous moment where Professor Dr. Hadi Nur, recently elected as the full professor, will deliver his talk on better and, of course, headline through heterogeneous catalysis research. So we are looking forward to listening to his great talk today. And as for the purpose of this lecture series, is that from this talk, we would like to have the exposure of several designs in heterogeneous catalyst systems and how this phenomenon through the design of physical-chemical properties of catalysts can be actually achieved. And before we invite Professor Hadi Nur, I would like to invite him first to stand to the stage for me. It's my great pleasure to introduce him to the audience. Please come. Professor Hadi Nur is really young at heart. He's also young. Looking back through his appearance here and the pictures at back, is that he's really young. To me, I regard him as a young brother. Also, I personally have a great affiliation with him, where he is currently a co-researcher in one of our great research projects, the SGUP, the Grand University Penyelidikan flagship programs under the functionalized nanomaterials for separation and also for the removal of new emerging pollutants. So it is my great pleasure indeed to be able to introduce him personally to you today in this auspicious occasion. Let me reiterate of his biodata. Professor Hadi Nur was born on the 16th of May 1969. I think it is in Padang, Indonesia. And with his beloved family, he has managed to be successful, and with his undergraduate studies was in chemistry and materials engineering at the Institute of Technology Bandung, or more well known as ITB. He obtained his BSc and Masters in Engineering cum laude degrees in 1992 and 1995 respectively. Shortly after that, he continued his undergraduate studies in solar chemistry at UTM, and he received his PhD in 1998. I think he has got pleasure to forever. And his postgraduate studies started in UTM, and also he continued 2 years as a postdoctoral fellow at the Japan Society for Promotion of Science, JSPS, at the Catalyst Research Center of CRC, Hokkaido University, Japan. From then on, he continued his career where from DCOE as a visiting researcher at CRC for half a year. And then his academic career began with appointment as a lecturer at this institute, Ibnu Sina Institute, UTM, in 2003. This is the year when this building of the institute was founded. That's year 2003. After 1 year working as a research officer in the institute, he was promoted to the rank of senior lecturer in 2007, to associate professor in 2008, and to full professor at UTM in 2010. He is, I would say, a prolific writer. He has authored and co-authored more than 150 publications on many topics, focusing on heterogeneous catalysts and advanced materials that include 60 publications in reviewed journals with ISI and Scopus H index. And this H index currently is 9, and the Google Scholar index is 12. That's outstanding performance. The papers were published in reputable journals such as Chemical Communications, Journal of Catalysts, Langway, Catalyst Communications, etc. He is currently member of the editorial board of Nanotechnology from year 2010 until present, Bulletin of Chemical Reaction Engineering and Catalyst 2006 until present, and Journal of Fundamental Sciences from year 2002 to the present. And he has also reviewed many numerous international journals that include Applied Catalyst, that is published by Elsevier, Journal of Molecular Catalyst, also published by Elsevier, and Catalyst Communications, to name a few. His research has been, currently being funded by many parties. That includes Ministry of Science and Technology, Innovation and Innovation Malaysia, mostly the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia, MOHIM, and the Academy of Science for Developing World, or TWAS. Also, he has received funding from Italy and under the areas of heterogeneous catalysis and catalysis, nanostructured materials, microporous and macroporous materials, photocatalysis, and polymeric materials. Further than that, he has been invited as a speaker for numerous seminars, conferences, and symposiums, nationally as well as internationally. To name a few, he was keynote speaker at the International Seminar on Environmental Science organized by Universitas Andalas Padang in 2010, recently 2011. Keynote speaker at the ITB Catalyst Symposium organized by ITB in this year, 2011. Keynote speaker at the 12th International Conference on Quality in Research organized by Universitas Indonesia, Bali, also this year, and there are plenty more. And I believe that he will be the star of the future. So with this, he has also currently supervised or co-supervised 13 PhD students, 4 MSc students, and has previously supervised 4 PhD and 10 MSc students. He has also supervised 4 research officers, and currently he is head of Catalysis Science and Technology of CSD Research Group under the Nanotechnology Research Alliance. And it is really great pleasure to have him today to give a talk on very important aspects of catalysis. But what is better still is that how this catalysis, nanomaterial catalysis can make you happy. So this is what is going to enable more, describe more. So without much further ado, please welcome Professor Hadi Nur.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang berbahagia rekan Nanotechnology Research Alliance, Profesor Marsin Sanagi. Yang berbahagia rekan Computer Science, Profesor Marsin Sanagi. Yang berbahagia pengarah Institut Ibnu Sina, Profesor Sanagi. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Firstly, I am honored to be given this opportunity to deliver this inaugural Professorial Lecture, and therefore I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, and top management of UTM. Secondly, as a servant of Allah, my praise is definitely to the Creator for giving me the strength and the spirit to prepare and deliver this lecture. 24 years ago, when I entered the university, I dreamed to become a professor. By writing the title of Professor Doctor in front of my name was the front page of the laboratory. 16 years ago, I came to UTM as a PhD chemistry student, and 2.5 years later, I was entitled to put the title of doctor in front of my name. Now, I deserve to put the title of professor. The dreams come true. The laboratory is now a witness to my dream. So goal setting is an important part of career planning and needs to be set in every process. So we have a commitment to achieve great results. This needs to be done with optimism and joy, in which we refer to as the joy of goal setting. Likewise, this means that it's more fun to chase the target rather than being chased. The mission is clear that everyone should have ambitions, hence we should determine the direction of the life. There may be people who do not take care about ambitions, but someday the person must make decisions to determine their future. So everyone is required to understand his or her strengths and weaknesses, including his or her ability to generate interest and motivation. This is what should be taught by every student on campus, what we refer to the self or the score. Everyone should have goals. Having taught Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala knows what is the best for his students. In addition to goal setting and the joy of goal setting, in my opinion, another factors that determine a person's success is ability to act. This principle must be applied if we want to survive. Something that we think is right may be not necessarily right for others. Intelligent adaptations is maybe the right term to describe the situation. I believe that the goal of the joy of goal setting and intelligent adaptation are essential. Based on these principles, Alhamdulillah, I am now a full professor and standing in front of all of you to deliver my inaugural Professorial Lecture. I grew up in Padang, in Sumatera, Indonesia, and I first became interested in chemistry one day in 1984. when I was a senior high school student. I attended an international course in chemistry subject. This course was taught by Pak Hasni. This is Pak Hasni, a senior lecturer at Institute of Teacher Training and Education. I was interested in the beautiful concept of chemistry that he was taught with laboratory demonstrations. One of the experiments conducted in the classroom was the reaction between sodium with water, where a very small piece of sodium was dropped into water inside a beaker. You can look at this picture here. The violent reaction of sodium with water caused sodium to ignite on the surface of water. Very amazing reaction at the time for me. This is one of the examples how the chemistry experiment leads the student become interested in science. The next important lesson came as I became as an intermediate in chemistry as a ITB Bandung, ITB Institute Teknologi Bandung, Indonesia. In my final year project, I had chosen to do research for my final project with Dr. Hadi Nur, the Director of Nuclear Engineering Research Center at National Nuclear Energy Agency. We planned a cooperative study on the determination of selenium in human blood by neutron activation analysis, which took me the next 2 years. He also inspired me to pursue postgraduate studies. In September of 1993, I enrolled a new master program in material science and engineering at Institute Teknologi Bandung, and was fortunate enough to work with Dr. Bambang, who was a creative lecturer and had many great ideas. Creativity was very important at the time due to the lack of the scientific instrument in our department. I completed a project in the topic of synthesis of hydroxide apatite bioceramics by means of precipitation and condensation. I continue my postgraduate studies in zoolite chemistry at UT under supervision of Professor Hadi Nur. I tackled a project on synthesis, characterization, and catalytic activity of aluminum phosphate nuclear acid, PPI5, just recently successfully synthesized by Professor Davis and co-workers. After 6 months experimental work, I failed to synthesize PPI. Everything in my thesis comes from the last 12 months in the laboratory. I ended up with a 3 international publication at the time. This was an incredibly intense 12 months work. I finally found out what independently doing good science. It was an exhilarating period. I finished my PhD project in 2.5 years in 1998. This is the figure shows that and unfortunately she is not here. And Prof. Dr. Zainab, Prof. Salasian. This is the cut pelajar when I entered UT in 1995. This is a card when I was a postdoc. I think that I am the first postdoc at UT at the time. It's 1998. Okay? And I would like to acknowledge Professor Hadi Nur, who have supported and encouraged me through my entire scientific career. In 1999, I was fortunate enough to land a postdoc position with Professor Bunso Otani at Catalysis Research Center, Hokkaido University, Japan. This is Professor Otani when I was a postdoc in his lab. And 10 years, I met Professor Otani in front of the LCC. You can see the difference. So, Professor Otani did his undergraduate thesis under the supervision of Professor Fukui, a Nobel laureate in chemistry. This photo was taken as a day of the announcement of the Nobel Prize in 1981. This is Otani Sensei. This is Professor Fuki. And Professor Fuki was very famous. This is Nobel University in critical chemistry. This is a critical chemistry. You know that the Fukui orbitals. Professor Otani has great contribution to my career in heterogeneous catalysis. Professor Otani is truly inspirational scientist with good personality. He had endless capacity to produce great ideas. In 2 years as a postdoc and continue as a visiting researcher at the Catalysis Research Center, we published a seminar paper on new concept termed as the base bound catalysis. I always be indebted to Professor Otani for showing me how to do science in right way. It is a debt that I can never repay by showing the new researchers the joy of chemical research, not to mention our fun. In May 2002, for 1 year, I joined with the Ibnu Sina Institute as research officer. And in 2003, I accepted my first academic position as lecturer at this university. I am very grateful for having the opportunity to work, especially with Prof. Dr. Zainab, Dr. Salasia, and also Chief Mansar. This is now our PhD student under my supervision. Yeah, this is 8 of 9 my PhD student just taken 3 years ago, 3 hours. Lastly, I would like to say thank you to all my teachers and mentors. I am nothing without hope. Years ago, when I was a postdoc fellow in the Otani laboratory at Cairo University, I read the introduction of the book authored by Professor Fujishima. This is a very famous scientist in the field of photocatalysis. Until now, I am very impressed with the sentence written in the introduction of the book. Professor Fujishima has written this book as follows. Scientific research is enjoyable. Of course, it seems difficult when progress is slow and there are no results of our efforts. Serious mistakes can be made through lack of consideration. However, the joy that comes from making a new, unexpected discovery cannot be compared with any others. It is like climbing along steep mountain path. As you finally reach the top, the cloud up, and you are greatly moved by spectacular landscape that appear before. Furthermore, the suffering of not being able to explain the result of the experiment on the basis of past experience, and the joy of finally being able to solve the problem by coming up with a new idea are just like mountain climbing. This picture was taken, I think, 5 years ago when I and Dr. Subin family went to Gunung Bromo. It's very nice picture. If you can climb Gunung Bromo, you can see the clouds, very spectacular view. So the question is that if you are scientists, have you seen the beautiful panorama from the top of the mountain which we struggle to climb? Professor Richard Feynman, a physics Nobel laureate, once said that as a scientist, he enjoyed the beauty of the flowers with more in-depth than an artist. artists or ordinary people just enjoy and appreciate only the external aesthetic of their flowers. As a scientist, he was more to enjoy the beauty of flowers, not just from the external beauty of flowers, but much deeper, such as molecular structure, metabolism, biophysics, and the other aspects. Based on the above view, as lecturer and researcher, I can analogize the university as the father of research. The university is not only viewed from just the physical facilities, but much deeper, namely the process of education and research. The process must be based on the scientific culture. Scientific culture would not exist if there is no scientific integrity. And scientific integrity will not be formed if there is no good research practice. So this is the principle of the good research practice. I think his message is also we confide to my students. There are several principles in good research practices. One is that good research practice requires procrastination and training. Good research practice encourages openness and dissemination of research. Good research practice requires proper maintaining and storing of it. This is very important because I know that many of the students is not good in storing of it. And the last is a good research practice requires high quality output and good publication practice. Based on this consideration, one argues that it is indeed very difficult to be a famous scientist compared with other jobs, such as singers, such as actors or actresses. You can choose whether you go through the teach path, whether you can go to three paths. But this is very difficult as a truly scientist. You need the skill and knowledge required to have experience. Yeah? And in order to excel in the scientific research, the following fundamental premises need to be considered seriously. First, excellence in research is the ultimate good of all academics, in both of undergraduate and postgraduate education. Second, in science, no matter how spectacular is the result of, the work is not completed until the result are published. So, based on the principle, let's create a research superstar at UG, because now you are in the research university. So, I will explain a little bit about my field. This is heterogeneous catalysis. What is the catalysis? This is the simple definition of the catalyst. Yeah? The catalyst is a substance that increases the rate of reaction remaining crystal function. In terms of the sociology, maybe this is a provocateur. Yeah? Why the catalysis is very important? This is the reason why the catalysis is very important. Because what? Because the product